pleasure if you commit that all the environmentalists in the United States are going to drive the Leaf.
I think we could potentially make some progress in that direction. So as we look ahead to the next 5 to 10 years in the automotive industry, there's a lot of changing factors that we need to recognize. I am part of Generation Y, also known as the Millennial Generation. There are a lot of us. In the United States, there are 80 million of us. We are bigger than the baby boomers. As we go into the developing world, there's hundreds of millions of us that are all aspiring to some extent to a middle-class lifestyle, which in part means access to a vehicle. Talk about what success for you means in the auto industry in the next 5 to 10 years. What does it look like to go into the Indian and Chinese marketplace? And is success not only making sure that the additional billion people who will want cars have them, but also ensuring that the planet can actually sustain that increase in drivers on the road?
Yeah, look, you know, this year, 2010, is going to be a record year in terms of car sales globally. 69 to 70 million cars sold in the world. Best year ever. Next year, another record, because there's going to be growth, and the growth is going to be between 3 to 4% a year. The 3 to 4% a year is the average of, between China moving at more than 10% a year, and practically zero in Europe or in Japan. Okay, so you're going to have stagnation in many markets and strong growth from other markets. But this industry is going to be moving to 80 million, 90 million, 100 million within the next years, only because emerging markets demand is going to continue until we reach a level where instead of having one car for 20 people, you reach a level where you're going to have one car for 4 people, or for 3 people, or for 2 people, which is the average European level. So, the opportunity for us as an industry, that is to use this new wave, not only by changing the technology, introducing new technology, but also changing our own image, our own corporate image, the image of our brand. You know, when you see what's going on in China, where the Chinese consumer obviously are a little bit influenced by brands coming from outside, but there is a new classification of the brands. You know, the Nissan in China has a different image than the Nissan in the United States or the Nissan in Europe. The Infiniti in China has a different image. So it's an opportunity for brands and for companies to use this wave by saying, okay, this is my opportunity to present my most modern face, my most forward-looking face, and that's what companies should do. Not only try to contribute to this growth, but also using this growth to introduce the technology to modernize yourself and prepare for yourself for the 21st century.
That's great. So another interesting thing about this huge booming generation, the children of the baby boomers, is just how green they are, right? Green in a different way than we've seen previous generations. Not in a way that they necessarily need to wear a badge or a button that identifies them as environmentalists, but one in which being green and caring about the environment is actually integrated into their daily life. So in a recent body of research, the research found that 73% of consumers in the millennial generation declared environment as an extremely important factor in their consumer choices. 64%, perhaps this is good news for some, are willing to pay more for an environmentally friendly product. 49% believe that the car choice they make actually has a significant impact in environmental outcomes. And less than 7% actually said that sustainability technology won't affect the decision. This makes me very proud to be part of this generation. How much did you look at generational trends and consumer trends, and what are you doing to make sure that a new generation, and you can turn this question back on me as well.
Exactly.
What are you doing to make sure a new generation understands the values of this new product?
No, I'm absolutely not worried about your generation.
Right.
Absolutely. You know, I have 3 daughters and they all talk like you. So I'm prepared. You can't overcome, because I've been prepared for many years. Now let me tell you something. I mean, when I say that the electric car is going to represent in 10 years 10%,